So I found out yesterday that Dr. Wayne Dyer passed away, and it was a shock to me and to everyone else. You know, he's one of those guys, I swear, I thought he was going to live forever. I'm not kidding you. I just didn't think he'd ever not be with us. And so it's sad. You know, I texted a friend of mine today saying, wow, I actually feel sad about that. And it's kind of strange, not because he was like a great friend of mine. He was an acquaintance. But I wanted to remember him in the highest light possible because he brought so much light to this world. And gosh, 25 years ago, he was one of my first interviews on my nationally syndicated radio talk show. We were with Westwood One back then, and we had him on the air multiple times during the 90s, and he was always so gracious and so kind, funny, and real. You know, on the shows, he would talk about his struggle with addictions. He would talk about different challenges that he had, which was awesome, because back then his career was off the charts. I mean, oh my gosh, you couldn't go anywhere without Wayne Dyer's name coming up. And even to this day, before he passed, he's been doing incredible things with Oprah and Hay House and everyone else. So he's been around a long, long time, and it is really sad to see him go. I send prayers out, of course, to his family. Several of the messages I remember that were so profound that he gave on the show is one is that you can always be right or you can be kind. And I remember we would spend a whole hour just talking about that principle. And from that day to today, I still struggle with that at times. Oh my gosh, you know, can be very pig-headed. I can be very righteous. I can be very sure that I'm right. And there are times where I forget to be kind. And so, but whenever it pops into my head, I go, oh my God, there's Wayne. Tell me again. Remember that great teaching, right? He told us other things too, like about the power of affirmations. I remember he was the first one that explained to me using the I am affirmations. I had been using affirmations for years, and then all of a sudden he was explaining to me about two of the most life-changing words that he was ever introduced to was I am. And then he introduced us to the Ah meditation. You know, Ah meaning the sound of God and everything else that you can relate Ah to. And how through that release of Ah during a meditation that we are inviting the divine into our presence. And just so many cool things. But I'll tell you one of the coolest things that ever happened with Wayne Dyer that affected my career in the most amazing way was after the first interview when we were talking off air. And he said, gosh, I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. You're really good at what you do. And this was early in my interviewing career. This is early in my radio career. The first year or year and a half I was on the air. And he said, David, how can I help you? And I remember I was shocked. I mean, Wayne Dyer, he was with Nightingale Conant back then. And I had listened to so many of his audio cassette series. And then I was invited to be part of Nightingale Conant. And all of a sudden, here's one of my heroes from Nightingale Conant audio programs. And he's saying to me, how can I help you? And I said, Wayne, you know, if you wouldn't mind endorsing our program, that would be fantastic. If we could use the endorsement, that would be great. And he did. And his quote is on our website, and it goes something like, David Essel's mission in life is to help you become more alive in every area of your own life. And that was from Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he was so gracious to offer to help us. And then with that kind of a powerful quote, we've used it everywhere, as you can imagine. And then because of that quote, we've had other people, Deepak, come online and give us great quotes, and Mark Victor Hansen from Chicken Soup for the Soul. But really, it all started with Wayne Dyer. And so my hat is off to him. I miss Wayne Dyer very, very much already. It's only been 24 hours. But we can definitely send prayers up to him. He's around us right now. Send prayers to his family that they are able to deal with the healing and the pain that goes along with losing someone so close to them. Okay? Anyway, thank you, Dr. Wayne Dyer. Have a great day, guys. I'm David Essel.